Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video for you guys. And so today I'm showing you guys the three devices that I use. Like all these have active service on it and I use them all, carry them with me. So there's a reason why I have two here and one here, right? Obviously, it's going to be today's topic discussion, which is it more beneficial for you to grab an older flagship device like the Pixel 4 XL or the iPhone 11 Pro Max that I'm going to be using to reference in this video, or a mid-range device that's more current? And in this video, talking about the Galaxy A53. Now, this could be, OnePlus mid-range device, OnePlus flagship, whatever, right? I'm just using my three devices as an example to talk about in today's video. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, you can help me out by giving it a like, so then that way it can cycle through the algorithm and everyone else can find it and listen to what I have to say. I would definitely appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, that'd be all the help. Now, is it more beneficial for you to grab a more modern or current mid-range device or an older flagship? Now, I'm going to give you guys my answer up front before going through my whole spiel here, and then another answer at the end. But technically, on a personal level, my answer is buy what you are intending to buy. Because at the end of the day, if you go off by what other people say and it doesn't fit what you were looking to get, you would be pretty dissatisfied with your purchase. So purchase what you want to purchase. But if you're wanting to hear some sort of explanation on which would be the better option, then here we go. Let's dive into it. Current mid-range devices, one of the things that you have to take into consideration is that these things are what I call the purchase in the now. So when you're buying a current mid-range, like a 2024 mid-range or a 2023 mid-range, right? First of all, I would advise never going beyond, a year to 2 years on a mid-range device, and understand that the future of the device is very short. Minus the Google Pixel A series, which I really don't call those mid-range devices because a lot of it is basically the Pixel flagship experience just in a cheaper form factor, and that's probably the only thing that you can say is mid-range, is that they are built with some form of polycarbonate plastic, and that's pretty much it. When it comes to mid-rangers like the Galaxy A53, you get the OnePlus N30. There's various different ones out there, but the big thing to keep in mind is that if you're buying one today, you may get a year out of it. The mid-range devices were never intended by these companies to go far beyond like their flagships. They are basically to target a demographic of those that are, very conscious with their money, budget friendly. That's what they're made to target. They understand that, right now you'll buy this, you'll probably use it for a year, and then you'll probably upgrade to like the next newer model of it, or maybe try something else. They totally get that. But when it comes down to flagship devices, yes, you might find it strange that flagship devices, like they're coming from Google, Samsung, or Apple, and you see them release a new flagship every year. And you're like, well, people upgrade every year. There's like a lot of people who are like, okay, you know what, the next model iPhone's out, I'm gonna go grab that, or the next Pixel's out, I'm gonna go grab that. Yes, it's true, but they also want to show stability and longevity in their devices, which is why, even in the last couple of years, you've seen debates with these companies talking about how long software support will be, because they do know there's a large demographic of people that look at this and say, hey, if I'm gonna spend $1,000 on this phone, then I'm gonna hold on to it for like 2, 3, 4 years. And so they don't want to disappoint when it comes around that time that said person says, okay, you know what, I've gotten 4 years out of my iPhone, it's time to upgrade to the newest one coming out. They don't want to disappoint. They don't want someone to look at it and be like, okay, I'm not buying an iPhone the next term around when I'm ready to upgrade, because they don't get much support. So that's why the longevity is there. Now, aside from my Google Pixel 4 XL, which is actually not supported by software anymore due to Google just saying that its life expectancy pretty much ran out, my iPhone 11 Pro Max is still supported. So some companies give a little bit longer longevity when it comes to software support for their flagships. Others don't, because they kind of just want you to move on to the next thing. But that is with flagships, right? With mid-rangers, you're about to get a year out of it. So when you're really thinking about it, it's which do you want to go for on there? Do you want the longevity of software support? Or do you just, like you're going to use something in the now and get something more better next year? So that's one of the things to keep in mind when comparing flagships to mid-range. The other thing is that, of course, software optimization, which is a huge part of a smartphone. And like I said, one of the most important things about a smartphone is the software experience itself. And so when it comes to flagship devices, because these companies are going to be charging a good amount of money, they are going to put a lot of effort into these devices, which is why when they do something very weird and quirky, a lot of us in the tech community tend to call them out for it, because we're like, we know better. They are supposed to be doing the utmost best optimization to provide you the best experience for you spending that big amount of cash on these things. Believe it or not, side note, I don't know if you guys know this, but most flagship smartphones today are like the cost of what it would be to put a down payment on a decent car. So let that marinate for a second. But yeah, software optimization needs to be solid on these devices. Whereas on a mid-range device, they do want to optimize the software so you're having a decent and a good experience with it. But you'll find flaws with them. You'll find things like, they can be a little bit stuttery, a little bit janky. Maybe the camera's not all the best. Like I can tell you guys right now, off key, my A53, solid at taking photos. Like I love taking photos with this. But video is going to be a very big problem because the stabilization is just not there. So probably want to use this with a gimbal to help it stabilize your video shots, but you're not going to get the best out of it. And I know that with this, that's what it is. It's a mid-ranger, right? Whereas with something like my iPhone 11 Pro Max or even my Pixel 4 XL, I can get very good video out of these. A little bit better with the iPhone, but no, it is what it is. That's just because the features, the software, it's they're really heavily focused on these devices, and the same goes with other flagships. So really, towards all of it, what you're looking at when you're deciding between mid-range, flagship, you're looking at support, how long of a lifespan these the device in question is going to have. Does it fit your needs? Do you want to buy something that is going to be really good in the next couple of years, that you can get your money's worth out of it? If that's the case, older flagship is going to be the best bet to go if you don't want to spend big dollars on the latest flagship. But if you're someone that's like, well, I want something now, but more than likely I will buy another device come next year, then opting for a mid-ranger is not that big of a deal, since you're only going to be using it for about a year, maybe a year and a half, to be quite honest. So that is my thoughts, whether you should buy an older flagship or a more modern current mid-ranger. If you guys have any other thoughts, emotional outbursts, whatever, leave a comment. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and tell me in the comment section, if it were you, would you opt most current or more newer mid-ranger or older flagship? Let me know. Thanks for checking out the video. Again, drop a like, subscribe. We'd definitely appreciate that. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.